Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, the 130th episode of the show, where I share some of my favorite posts from Instagram. Let's get it started, shall we, with this cool thing that's happening here in Newark, not here, there, in Newark, New York City. There's futuristic vertical farming is going on in an old, I think like an old steel mill in New Jersey, in this industrial neighborhood, growing tons and tons of vegetables, which is awesome. I've seen similar things like this in other countries that are doing it. I think like Abu Dhabi and places like that are doing a lot of indoor kind of vertical farming. So it's cool to see that old industrial buildings that used to be used for manufacturing are going to be turned into farms to produce food and produce it in a way that hopefully is more sustainable and better for the environment than traditional farming. Hopefully, I would imagine that's kind of the idea, but cool to see that is happening in this country. Now, moving on to Desert X is a art event that is happening now in the Valley, and part of that exhibit, it's like giant art installations like all over the place in the desert. It looks like they took over a bunch of billboards here. California once tried to ban black people. A lot of one of the billboards, see. You are entering the reparations framework is another one. There are wealthy families in the United States today that once owned enslaved families for generations. You can trace all of their wealth to centuries of free labor done by black Americans. Very true. Very true. That's why businesses don't want to increase the minimum wage, because getting paid $7.25 an hour is today a lot closer to not paying us at all than it is to actually paying people what they're worth. Undo, unravel, admit, amend, abolish, redress, organize, repair, return, restore, mobilize, unionize, reconcile, recenter, universalize. Love it. I haven't been driving anywhere, so I haven't seen any of these, but it looks like these are billboards. Maybe I want to say they're probably out on like Gene Autry or something like that out in Palm Springs. But good use for good messaging. Love it. But yeah, Desert X, a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things that I've actually I'm hopefully going to get my van working next week, and if I do, maybe I'll go on a tour and see all the different installations. But let's move on now to other not other tragedies, but tragedies that have happened. Of course, everybody I'm sure knows about the domestic terrorist, the white Christian domestic terrorist who picked up a gun because apparently he's got a sex addiction and decided to go on a murderous rampage, killing 8 people, 6 of which were Asian women. I've yet to see anybody really mention any names of these women that were killed by this guy who was having a bad day. But here's some posts from some notable Asian, I guess, actors primarily. Here's one from Gemma Chan. Please pay attention to what is happening. Please don't be silent. Margaret Cho. It is a hate crime. When you kill 6 Asian women, it's a hate crime. I don't know why that's even a question. No shit. George Takei, the best thing you can do today is to speak out against violence towards Asians in this country, especially if you yourself are not Asian. This one from Lana Condor. Your Asian friends and family are deeply scared, horrified, sick to their stomachs and wildly angry. Please, please, please stand with us, please. And this one from Daniel Day Kim. I will be speaking to the Congressional House Committee on the Judiciary about the rise of discrimination and violence against Asian Americans tomorrow, Thursday, March 18th at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can watch it live on the link below. Please join me and help. Hashtag Stop Asian Hate. Hashtag Atlanta. Just disgusting. It's disgusting that, like, these things keep happening. There was another tweet I saw, or maybe it was on Instagram, of like all of the kind of most recent domestic terrorism, white people shooting up different religions. Like there was a mosque, there was like a black church, there was, of course, there's like just a lot of white supremacist domestic terrorists, Trump supporters. This is kind of just something that when he started doing it, there was only one way it was going to be received, especially towards the end, where he was, advocating for violence. I guess he was advocating for violence when he was first running for president. He was advocating for violence. So he's been trying to prime his group of supporters for the last 5-6 years, and it looks like they're, with the pandemic still going on, these ignorant, racist, worthless humans are taking it out on a race of people, and especially like there's videos of them like beating up old people, old Asian people, which is like. Not as if racism wasn't enough, as in, violence for any reason wasn't enough, but to be violent towards old people, like if you want to get your anger out, taking it out on old people is like the weakest form of aggression, like the most pathetic use of a human life, if that's what you're doing, to beat up, maim, murder old people of any. I mean, violence on any level is disgusting, but to have it targeted like in such a way is mind blowing. But let's move on now to something beautiful, shall we? Let's take a moment of peace and relaxation. Let's take a deep breath in, right? If you have Asian friends out there, go make sure they're okay, see how they're doing. Here's a little video clip of a rainbow that appeared over the windmills out here in Palm Springs. We got some looks like some low clouds that helped bring out a rainbow. Little bit of beauty amongst the hell that we are still living in on unless you're in Florida or Texas, where like they just pretend this shit's over. All right, moving on now. Now that we've cleansed our palate, of course, NFTs, big thing in the art world, and the ABV gallery did an exhibition with Greg Mike, who is an artist illustrator that does great work, and I guess he's one of the artists that's been releasing NFTs, which are digital artwork. I mean, it's any kind of digital file, really. It could be an audio file, video file, a GIF, a JPEG, text document. I've heard has been turned into minted and sold as an NFT. But a lot of this, I guess, there's a gallery that did a whole exhibition of these NFTs that Greg Mike took part in, which is crazy. It's crazy that this thing seemed to just come out of nowhere. Maybe like a month I've been hearing about it, maybe 2 months. I've been trying to set up my own, and it's been mind-numbingly difficult to get the website seemed to be super unresponsive, and I don't know if that's just from a lot of people doing it or just the way NFTs are created. I'm still still trying to figure it out, but it's a space that hopefully in the next week or two I'll be releasing my own NFTs. But it's interesting to see like kind of where art is right now, and how long this bubble is going to last, because it's a bubble for sure. Eventually, people are going to stop investing in NFTs, so I want to make sure I get in on the ground floor. But yeah, let's do some shout outs and get out of here, shall we? Shout out to Nat Geo. Shout out to Luca Locatelli Photo. I brutalized that. I'm sorry. Shout out to _ Desert X. Shout out LA Times, Palm Springs or Bust, Palm Springs Style, Greg, Mike, ABV Gallery, and Nifty Gateway. And most importantly, shout out to you. Go get yourself some new cell phone service with $25 in credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting. Ting is amazing cell phone service where you only pay for what you use. Super low prices. Bring over your phone or buy a phone through them. But get yourself $25 in credit when you go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting. It's the same best coverage, same low rates, now with 3 coast-to-coast networks. inspireddisorder.com/ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com, and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!